Top Radio 2 DJs Jo Whiley and Simon Mayo have teamed up to bring you a brand new show every weekday at 5 p.m. It's going to be packed with incredible guests, the hottest new music and top-notch entertainment to accompany you into your evenings. Here's some of the reasons why you'll soon be tuning in on a regular basis. 1. Jo and Simon can't wait to work together. Simon is somewhat of a BBC radio stalwart, having presented the Radio 2 album chart from 2001 to 2007, and presented the Drivetime show from 2010 to 2018. Although we've known each other for over 20 years, we've never presented a show together, he said. And given that Jo is quite brilliant, it's high time we put that right. Jo also has plenty of experience behind the mic and has presented her Radio 2 show specializing in new music since 2011. What a thrill it is to be working with Simon on this exciting new show, she said. I cannot wait. Amongst others, the things that Jo admires about Simon include his friendliness, on-air charm and wry wit, as well as his immaculate taste in football teams, collarless shirts and cardigans. He is undoubtedly a broadcasting titan. Things that worry me about Simon: his obsession with Mark Knopfler, to which Simon replies, Mark Knopfler is a legend. I feel my mission is to convince Jo of this fact. And it's Jo's dedication to her music that always wins the day. I admire that almost as much as her pink Converse. 2. The guests are going to be amazing, with top names from the worlds of film, TV and online, plus regular live sessions from the hottest names in music. Jo and Simon will bring you compelling chat from top-notch celebs and awesome live music from some of the best artists around. In the very first episode on Monday the 14th of May, Jo and Simon welcome the brilliant Benedict Cumberbatch to the studio to talk about his new Sky Atlantic series Patrick Melrose. Legendary R&B and garage star Craig David will be dropping into the studio to perform the very first live music session for Jo and Simon on Tuesday the 15th of May. Some of the other fantastic guests who will be gracing us with their presence in the first few weeks include Snow Patrol, the Fab Five from Queer Eye, Bear Grylls, Caitlin Moran, Nadia Hussain and Judy Murray. 3. The best bits from the previous shows. We can't wait for you to hear what we've got up our sleeves for the new show, but we also know that there were parts of Jo's and Simon's previous shows that were simply too good to abandon. Jo and Simon hear listeners' darkest secrets as they beg for forgiveness from the collective in the ever-popular confession slot. A tale so deprived, the only place to air it is on national radio. Will you forgive? Live music each week. Jo and Simon will have the biggest and best names in music dropping in to perform exclusively live. Artists including Craig David, Snow Patrol and Florence and the Machine will be performing their latest hit in the first few weeks, plus a special Back to Where It Began number, giving a fresh twist on one of the songs that helped kickstart their career. Taxi service. This song goes out to everyone ferrying a friend or loved one around in the evening. Whatever your precious cargo is, we want to dedicate a song to you. Simply text in during the show saying who your passenger or precious cargo is, where you're going and what song you'd love to hear Jo and Simon play. 4. Jo and Simon love their music. One thing you are undoubtedly going to benefit from our new dynamic duo, is their extensive musical knowledge and the fact that they have their own unique tastes. The first record I ever bought was the 3 Degrees Women in Love on blue vinyl, Jo says. And I think my first album was Blondie's Parallel Lines. My first single was Something by Manic Street Preachers, Simon jokes. Okay, it was actually Congratulations by Cliff Richard. But the first album I ever bought was Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon. Looking to their tastes in 2018, Jo says this is a wonderful opportunity to let people know about exciting new music, either from big bands they've loved a long time who are returning with exciting new music. So Patrol, Florence and the Machine are George Ezra, or new artists that people might not have had the chance to hear yet: Jade Bird, Leon Bridges, Georgia Smith, Tom Misch, Ben Howard. It's going to be important to us to support those up-and-coming musicians on this new show. 5. There's a bunch of ways you can get involved. Jo and Simon can't wait to get stuck into all the new features on the show that will need your input. We've already spoken about Confessions and Taxi Service, which have rolled over from their previous shows. Here's some of the other new segments that simply won't work without you. This is your chance to have one of your favorite songs played on the radio. Jo and Simon will ask for a different best song each day: best duet, best wedding song, best soul song, etc. And it's your job to convince them it's the best song ever by calling in the lineup. If you think you're persuasive, a decent actor, or just a good old liar, then we need you for the lineup. Do you think you could persuade Jo and Simon that you know everything about something, withstand their interrogation and pass for the real McCoy? End of days. Jo and Simon's daily quiz is about all the stuff that's happened today. If you're good at trivia, up to date on the news, or hot on social media, then why not have a go? We'll be taking calls during the show. Life hacks. We want to make all our lives easier by sharing your tips and tricks with the Radio 2 audience. Whether your hacks are about gardening, storage, hair dye removal, or surviving the first day in a new job, we want to know. Got a hack? Then don't be shy and share it with your fellow Radio 2 listeners. Now that your appetite for modern radio gold has been thoroughly whetted, all that is left to do is to tune in to Jo Whiley.